Year. Happy January 2019. Before we get started with your reading, I just wanted to say a few quick things to not waste your time. One thing is that for this month in January, I'm going to be doing all of your general readings in the beginning of the month, and then I'm going to be doing your bonus readings in mid-month, probably by the 15th or 16th. And I noticed when looking at the analytics on my channel that a lot of the time periods that people have been viewing these for is for like 10 to 15 minutes. And I know not all of you do that. I do have a loyal following now that actually watches these things all the way through. But for those of you that are wanting something quicker than this and a little bit more specific, I'm going to be putting out love readings separately and career readings separately. If those do well over time, I may start going into health readings as well, but that would break them up into about 10 minutes each. And so for those of you with short attention spans, you should probably be watching the mid-month readings. These readings, because they're general and in-depth for the month, they tend to be about a half an hour long, not including the beginning and end. Also, I wanted to say thank you so much for viewing these, liking these, subscribing, saying all of your wonderful comments. I read every single one, and I really enjoy the feedback and the appreciation, and I'm going to continue with this channel. So I just wanted to thank you and say how wonderful you guys are. And another thing is that if you would like to donate to my channel, which I surely could appreciate it, I've been doing this for about 6 months now, and I haven't really made any money at all off of this yet. It's a labor of love, so I don't mind doing these because I know that eventually this will build up where I'll have more people watching them and I'll eventually be able to make some money. But if you do feel like donating, I would really appreciate it, and the link is going to be down below in the description box. Also, the last thing I'm going to say before I let you go and not waste your time is that at the end of all of these general movies, there is a end credit section that gives you my email, says little messages from me, any information you might need to know about private readings. I did notice that I have been getting a few comments where people ask me if I do private readings. All that information is at the end credits, at the end of each video. There's usually music and some kind of a video that should be fun to watch. I also wanted to mention my daughter, because my daughter has been learning from me how to use Windows Movie Maker, and she actually has at least 0.5% influence on the end credits. So my daughter has actually been filming the movies, helping me pick out music for them, helping me put in the text, and helping me to go through the whole process. And so when you're watching the end credits, a lot of it is actually from my 11-year-old daughter, and they're extremely quick, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal to watch them. Okay, I'm going to let you go. Many blessings for the new year, and next will be your reading. Bye. Hello, Virgo. This is going to be your January 2019 general reading. Happy New Year. I hope you guys are well. So let's just get straight to it. As usual, I am using the spiral deck for your basic cards for your Celtic Cross. And this month, for clarifiers, I am using Ryan Froud's Fairy Deck, which is not a tarot system. This is a unique oracle card deck that's all about fairies, or each one is a fairy, except for the singers, which is this one. It's one of the singers. So I'm going to show you your cards for your basic layout, and then I'll get started. And of course, this is for Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, and Virgo Rising. Your central experience for January is the Six of Pentacles. Your challenge to that is the Knight of Cups. What is helping you is strength. At your core of your being, you have the Four of Wands. These two came out together in the recent past, or what you're coming away from. Are these two together? They flew out together. It's both major arcana. This is a big deal. You're coming away from a huge cycle. It's the World and Temperance. Your best possible outcome is the Six of Wands. This is excellent. What you are going towards, or your near future, is the High Priestess. You right now are the Chariot. In your surroundings, you have the Two of Swords. Your hope is the Wheel of Fortune. Your general outcome is the Princess of Cups. How lovely is this? This is a really, this reading feels really soft. So, let's get going. This reading seems really clear to me, and so I don't think that this is going to take too much time this time around. Oftentimes, I aim for half an hour with these things, but so far this month, and I've noticed in the past when I use the fairy cards as clarifiers, it tends to bring out a whole lot of details or a lot of different stories. But this one seems really clear to me. Hopefully this will make sense to you or help you in some way. So, your central experience for January is about giving and receiving inspiration. You have the Six of Pentacles with the inspiration fairy, who is called Penelope Dreamweaver. She represents inspiration of all kinds. She is what urges people to pick up their pen or their paintbrushes or their projects that they feel inspired to express. It's all about expression. The only time that she ever gets annoyed is when she is hovering around you, giving you inspiration, but you don't act on it. Then she gets really restless and bored and creates problems. But for the most part, she hovers around people, beaming inspiration at them until they pick up on it and they decide to express the inspiration. It's what makes you feel excited. It's what drives you towards creating, doing the best that you can with creating. And what this is telling me is that you would like free-flowing inspiration with you in your life and with your surroundings. You want to be in a position or in situations where there's free-flowing inspiration, where you can have inspiring conversations, where you can fund other people's inspiration and other people can fund your inspiration. Fund, I always think of funds or funding when I look at this card, because it's a rich king giving money to a nun and a priest to get started with building their dream, which is to build a new church or to set up a soup kitchen or some form of charity. And he's more than happy to give it because he has plenty. And it's a 6, being a 6 and ruled by Venus. The number 6 is ruled by Venus. It represents balance, equality, equal give and take, fairness. Also, this is the Six of Pentacles is all about generosity. And so if you are extremely inspired to do something or to follow a particular dream that you have, it says that the universe will provide what you need so that you can pursue this dream, and so you can create and manifest from your inspirations. You're also feeling inspired these days to give when you can and to accept with grace other people's generosity when they feel like giving to you, where you're not arresting the flow from one end or the other. This is what you are inspired to do. You want to help nurture and grow good things for the future, for yourself and for other people. So let's leave that at that. Your challenge. You have the Knight of Cups and the Piper. The Piper is the fairy of music and of empathy. And the Knight of Cups is very similar. It's a Pisces court card, which, among many other things, rules empathy and compassion and understanding and softness. Also, the Knight of Cups can have anything to do with inspiration as well. Being inspired to pursue a dream, pursue a love, pursue an art, pursue creating beauty, creating love in the environment. As your challenge, this is telling me that you may either feel challenged in the way that you don't feel as though you're getting enough empathy from other people, or you feel a lack of empathy. Maybe you need more empathy than usual at this time, and so you're noticing that you're not getting what you need as much with empathy from others or understanding from others. It may also be hard for you to give empathy or compassion with certain people or situations these days. It may be that you have gotten frustrated with a particular situation, and rather than being empathic about it anymore, you're finding it hard to continue to have compassion or empathy for the situation. It may be something that's gotten unhealthy, or it may just be that your empathy has been sucked dry. It may be even that you are almost too empathic these days, where you're feeling easily overloaded or easily overwhelmed by emotional stimuli coming from around you. That's one way of reading it. Another way is that you may be incredibly inspired to create something, but you may have a hard time with having faith that you can do this, or that it can happen, or you want to create something with great beauty, whether it's a musical work or artistic work, or even going towards things like giving back to people who need it. You may be having a hard time feeling connected somehow, or you may be feeling spaced out, or you may be feeling emotionally overloaded and you're not sure if you really have it in you right now to be all that empathic, or you need to work on your boundaries possibly. Or it could be also a love. This could be a love that you are frustrated with at this time, or you feel as though there's a lack of romance or a lack of empathy in the relationship possibly, and that's leaking out on you, where it's affecting you in your everyday life. Something. You know more than me. So what is helping you? You have strength and you have the Bright Mother. The Bright Mother is an aspect of the Divine Feminine which nurtures, protects, and provides for the things and people and children that she loves. She's the nurturer. She's the protective mother bear that loves her babies. The Bright Mother is. And it also has a great deal to do with empathy. A good mother has to have empathy with her children in order to anticipate their needs whether they're physical needs, emotional needs. But when I see this combination, I see a mother lioness. What is helping you is to maintain your boundaries and stay strong in what your boundaries are, to stay strong in what you need for yourself, as well as being gently nurturing towards yourself and others. It may be that you need to assert yourself in asking for nurturing from other people. You Virgos do so much to nurture other people. Sometimes you forget to nurture yourself or to ask for nurturing from other people. It may be time to do that. What is helping you is to be assertive about your needs, or about needing to nurture yourself too. This could also be being a mother bear or a mother lioness, as in being very protective towards young things that are growing in your life, whether those young things are actual children or whether they're a dream that you're working on manifesting, or something that is new in its process and it needs to be guarded and protected while it's growing, so it can grow in the best possible way. But fierce empathy, fierce gentleness, by combining those two things, this is what's helping you. Where you can still be empathic and not overloaded. Where when you start to feel overloaded, you take a step back and you honor your own needs and set up some boundaries or some shields or some filters, so you're not so easily invaded by what's going on around you, either emotionally or with something else. You may need to stand up to someone on the behalf of children or on the behalf of your own mother. Something. At your root, you have the Four of Wands with the Fairy Godmother, and the Fairy Godmother has showed up in every single person's reading so far. And even more bizarre, it showed up in the central experience position for the majority of them. You're like one of two so far that has it in a different place, which I find fascinating. Everybody's Fairy Godmothers is around in January, just blessing everything and everyone, especially with things that you want to build or create. And it looks like at your core you have a very strong need right now for stability. To stabilize yourself, stabilize your environment, stabilize any situations or relationships going on. Just stabilize is the key word here. To feel as though you are not flying off into a million different pieces or directions, where you have a focus and a creative focus that helps you to feel grounded and in control. And in control being said, I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that in control as in you know what's happening and you can make sense out of things and feel solid. And also there may even be something that you are literally building this month. You're creating abundance either by pooling in resources with other people, or being granted resources, or granting someone else resources, or being given a great gift by your Fairy Godmother perhaps, that enables you to be able to build on your dreams, literally, because along with the Six of Pentacles, you have the Fairy of Inspiration. You are inspired to create something tangible. This may be a business or a charity or something else, building your own house, building whatever it is that you're trying to build or create or stabilize or maintain equal balance with. Your Fairy Godmother is waving her magic wand over this whole longing and inspiration that you have, where you will have what you need in order to create stability, where you won't run out of anything, or things won't fall apart. Things will continue to grow and stabilize. This could be with relationships as well. if you have felt as though there's been a lack of romance or a lack of empathy or a lack of understanding between people, whether it's romantic relationships or relationships of all kinds, your desire is for people to work together and create stability together and to inspire each other. And it looks as though your fairy godmother is completely on board with you on this and is helping you to manifest these things rather easily, more easily than usual. So you may even want to move to or build a new home or move to a new location that you're planning on that being your permanent place in the future. If some of you have been moving around a lot in the past, it looks as though you're settling down. So what you're coming away from is a huge, long-term karmic cycle that has been about regulating your emotions and staying positive and remaining calm and not going from one extreme to another, or balancing extremes. And it seems as though things have been changing for you, but it's been drawn out and very slow in the major change. An old cycle is ending and a new one is beginning, but the whole in-between period has been slowed down significantly and has taken a very long time for it to completely shift. But it seems as though you've had a great deal of spiritual guidance with this, either in the form of your actual guides or angels or ancestors, or actual angels in your life that show up in the form of human beings. Angels that you know have been supporting you, whether you're aware of it or not. And they've also been aiding this process to speed up and be done with so that you can move on onto your completely new cycle. A lot of your karmic lessons in the past have been about staying positive, staying calm amidst chaos, not getting too scattered or not being knocked off balance by other people's mental states, emotional states. No matter what has happened around you, you have learned the lesson of no longer using that as an excuse on why you can't be okay here and now. That came out weird. I wonder who that was for. That's strange. Looks good to me though. It looks like you just graduated and with honors. You've done a lot of work on this, on maintaining positivity, to not let situations get you down, to maintain calm and balance in any situation, as much as you humanly can anyway. So things are changing for a completely new journey. Your best possible outcome is the Six of Wands, which is success and victory. Your best possible outcome, pure and simple, is that you will prevail. You will be victorious. You will reach your destination. You will get to where you're going. You will be able to successfully carry out everything that you've been working so hard towards, diligently and positively. And something about that may have to do with communication. You may have been victorious with communication. Perhaps you brought something to people's attention about something that needed to be looked at or needed to be adjusted, and people actually listened to you. Go figure. People actually did something about what you said, or you have done something about what you said. You announced, I am going to do this, and then you went and did it. Or it could be a book that you've written, or a curriculum that you've come up with, or some kind of mental brainchild that you have created, and that also conveys a great deal of information and ideas on something where perhaps no one has really heard this perspective on before. It's a brand new perspective that you've brought to the world, and you will be successful with that. It could be that somebody's graduated from law school and now you're a lawyer, or someone has graduated from college and has now become a teacher, or something to do with communication and ideas, or because you have changed your mentality and you have done a lot of work on maintaining positivity, because you have said positive things, because you have focused on positive outcomes, because you have been honest and direct about where you're coming from, and you've noticed that your own words have power on what gets manifested in your life. A lot of you have totally transformed with your outlook, because you noticed after a while that your outlook before, perhaps at times it was based in fear, or it was based in worry. Believe me, I know you Virgo people extremely well, and you do tend to be worrywarts at times, or to pick things apart, or to worry about worst case scenarios at times. But it looks as though you've done a lot of work on this, and you have made a concentrated effort to think more positively, or to let certain things go, or to have faith that things will work out, and they did. And that's your best possible outcome, is you see direct results of your change in perspective, and also change in how you communicate. That's amazing. So congratulations. But keep in mind, your best possible outcome is when you make a concentrated effort towards that. It doesn't happen by itself. Your general outcome is the outcome that happens by itself, regardless of what you do. But you have an amazing general outcome too. So in the future, you have the High Priestess. I'm going to show it to you with the clarifier. The Singer of Transfiguration. And this is kind of akin to what I was just talking about. You are dramatically changing in an exciting, invigorating way in the future. And let's see, the keywords are transformation, transcendence, and metamorphosis. But when I look at this, it kind of reminds me of a Phoenix or Scorpio energy, but it also reminds me of a butterfly. And butterflies are great. Phoenix, it's very intense. Phoenix transformation. Butterfly transformation is light and airy and pleasant transformation. To me, I'm not getting one or the other. I'm getting kind of a strange combination of both. And with the High Priestess, you have been acting on your intuition. You have been trusting your intuition more. You've been paying attention to your intuition. In the near future, you may have a sudden explosion of enhanced intuitive abilities. Your intuition, through you listening to it in the past, has become much stronger and is speaking much louder to you. And so as long as you follow your intuition, or you listen to that voice within, you will start to see amazing results transform and unfold right in front of your eyes in the near future. Things are changing in a dramatic way. This is reminding me of where you're coming from. This is also change, but it's slow, heavy, karmic, drawn out change that Saturn wants to test you several times to make sure that you got it, that you got your lesson. And it's only until he's convinced that you really got it that he'll let you go. And it feels as though this has been drawn out for a long time. You may have been through a cycle of possible hardship where things took so much time and were so much slower and drawn out and heavier, which you did a great job adjusting to and managing to stay calm and positive throughout as much as you could. But now it looks like not only has Saturn let you go and you're free now, but you believe in yourself so much more than you did before. And it almost, to me, empathically right now, it almost feels like being high. Like, not being high as in, you shoot up some drug or something, but it's almost like a spiritual high where whatever heaviness was going on before is no longer there anymore. Oh, that reminds me. If you have an incredibly heavy backpack on, or you're carrying a weight around on your back for let's say hours, like you've been running around town with a massive amount of library books in your backpack, and it's weighted, given you an extra maybe 15, 20 pounds on you, and you've been walking around all day with it. It's hard to do that, but eventually the longer you have to do that, the more your body gets used to it and adjusts to it, which is kind of what you're coming from. But then there's that moment when you go home and you take the backpack off and you almost feel as light as a feather all of a sudden. You're walking around your house or your apartment physically feeling lighter, like you could jump and float up to the ceiling because that huge weight was lifted off. It's that kind of a feeling mixed in with euphoria. So it's almost like your intuition in the near future is telling you that that time is over, and you probably are trying real hard to trust it, but in the near future it hits you that it was correct and it really is over. Or things have changed dramatically for the better, and you feel light. So, you right now are fully embodying wisdom, and wisdom that comes from personal experience. This isn't wisdom that comes from reading books or studying something. This is deep inner patience and wisdom that comes from time and effort and experience. And it looks to me as though you're going on some kind of a trip, or you have realized that you want your wisdom to be the guiding driver of your chariot or your life. You realize your own wisdom more than ever before. And you're seeing progress where you're moving forward. And it's because you were patient, and it's because you trusted yourself. You may also be traveling to go visit an elder, or you may be traveling to go visit a tree sanctuary, a place where there are a lot of trees. And it's important for you to connect with trees at this time. That will help you to stay grounded and focused on where you're headed and where you want to go. This challenge for you this month seems to kind of be ungroundedness, or a feeling of feeling scattered or distracted, or out of not completely in your body. Easily ungrounded, as one way of interpreting it anyway. But this looks extremely grounding. And so it looks as though you're taking active initiative towards moving forward onto feeling much more grounded and stable and patient and wise. Someone that you consider an elder, whether they're physically older or not, doesn't really matter, but someone that you consider wise. If they give you advice or tell you something important, you'll recognize it and you'll use that to move forward. You'll use their advice to move forward. That's another way I could look at that. Or advice that you give someone else helps them to move forward, but that's in the position of you right now. So in your surroundings, again, there's like a feeling of ungroundedness or not being able to make sense out of anything. You may be easily distracted or confused concerning what is available to you in your surroundings. You may not be seeing all of what's available to you. You may feel stuck. You may feel trapped. You may not know what to do or what to choose, or even what to believe, or what to trust your own perceptions in your surroundings, or something about your surroundings is causing this, and you're doing your best to not let that get to you too much. But with it, you have mickle-muckle, which is silliness, laughter, and play, and not taking life too seriously. So when you get trapped in your own head concerning your surroundings, maybe you want to move from your surroundings to a different location, but you're not sure how that's possible. Or you're not sure what's going on in your surroundings. Maybe things are confusing, or you feel trapped by your surroundings. Or you have to make a major choice that's going to affect your surroundings. But whatever it is, when you get like that, when you get trapped in your own head like that, go out and play. Go crack a joke. Go visit your silliest friend that's just absolutely ridiculous, and have them make you laugh so hard that you spit out tea out of your nose that you were trying to drink. Just break yourself out of it with laughter. Laughter can be extremely healing. A sense of humor just makes the hardest of times so much lighter and relieves a lot of that pressure. So just make sure you're surrounding yourself with positive energy. Try to stay away from vibrations that bring you down. Try to surround yourself with silly people that can kind of get you to open up a little bit and laugh more. If someone else is going through this in your surroundings, then this is the role that you would take to help them in your surroundings, and ultimately that helps everybody. Your hope is for good luck to come and healing. If some of you have had health issues, it looks as though your hope is that your health issues will get much better. And it looks to me as if they do with these two in the near future. You have some kind of a breakthrough where you start to dramatically feel much better or have more energy than before. Or a breakthrough diagnosis that will help you to be able to actually treat it. Maybe somebody watching has been having health issues and it's been gone undiagnosed or misdiagnosed, and so it's not getting better because it was misdiagnosed and it's actually something totally different. Your hope is that it will get figured out, things will get better, you will get better, or that someone that you love will get better. Your hope is that things will heal and become much more fortunate. And your general outcome, again, is all about love and play. Princess of Cups, inspiration, play, joy. Honoring your own emotions and sensitivity. Not looking at that sensitivity as being a weakness, but a strength. Honoring and protecting children. Being silly, having fun. Paying attention to the meaningful things in life, paying attention to love. You have the fairy who was kissed by the pixies, which is the fairy of love. She's the fairy of all different kinds of love. Romantic love, love between friends, love between family members, love between all different kinds of things. Love. And notice how bright she is. She's shining with love. And she's smiling with this brilliant, beautiful smile. And everyone is smiling in this picture. Everyone's blissed out. Follow your bliss. Follow your bliss. Express your bliss. Believe in your bliss. When you radiate this kind of sensitivity and love, it can't help but be contagious onto anything or anybody around you. And this takes a concentrated trust that you will not be hurt if you shine like this, to be your authentic self and to allow yourself to be vulnerable. You are in a position right now, as long as you continue with expressing yourself, where there is nothing that is going to take that is going to hurt that child, that inner child of yours. There's nothing that's going to take away that love. It's a treasure. Look at how the Princess of Cups is holding her pearl as if it's the greatest treasure in the entire world. And that pearl reminds me of the shine that is in the fairy of love. Love is precious. Kindness is precious. Empathy is precious. It's a precious jewel to be protected, to be nurtured, and to be able to shine out to the world, which badly needs it. Badly needs more and more of this. And the more you do this, the more that invites other people to do the same. And there is no excuse on not being able to shine this or be this. If for some of you, you are in positions where you're around toxic energy and you're torn on how to get out of it, if you trust your own wise self and you decide what direction you want to go in, your fairy godmother will make sure that if you follow your inspirations and dreams and follow your bliss and express your bliss, that you will be protected and that you will be stable and nothing will hurt you. Maybe that's why you have healing as what you're hoping for. I don't think you can. I mean, obviously, we're humans. We're going through all different kinds of things throughout our lives. It's not like you'll never hurt again. But the worst of it is over, or your hope is that it will heal so that you can be able to fully express your vulnerability again without feeling as if something might attack it. I don't know who that's for, but I wish you all the best. Many blessings to you, and I'll see you soon. Hopefully that made sense, you guys.